I can't believe you still haven't gotten pregnant. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting? There must be something wrong with you. It's all your fault. You're a useless freeloading wife and a failure as a woman, though I have to admit you suited that trash can perfectly.
How heartless do you have to be to do something like this? Dumping a trash can on me when I'm already having such a hard time? What is wrong with you?
Shut up! I don't give a damn about how you feel. Just hurry up and get pregnant already. You kept us all waiting long enough, don't you think? When are you gonna give me a child?
Jez, you don't have to be like this is really hard on me too. I'm just as frustrated as you are, if not more. Please understand what I'm going through here. Don't be so cruel to me.
Huh, I have it way worse than you. You have it so easy you could never understand my frustration.
Is that really what you think? Weren't you the one who said it doesn't matter if we have kids as long as we have each other?
What? I never said that. What are you talking about? Stop talking nonsense. If you had the time to whine, then get to doing some housework for once in your life. If you're too useless to have a child, then you have to earn your place in this house by doing chores. Yeah, you can apologize to me by making sure the whole place is spotless, and don't miss the area behind the fridge this time.
Come on, Noah, don't be like this. I shouldn't have to apologize to you for not getting pregnant. It's not my fault. It's not anyone's fault. Let's support each other through this.
Look, I don't know what crazy excuses you have, but the house is covered in the trash. If you don't do housework, then you have no right to live here. Get out. I don't need you anymore, you useless woman.
Sorry, Ethan. We still haven't been able to conceive. I know how much you wanted a grandchild, but it seems like it's going to be really difficult. I wonder if the problem might be related to the uterine fibroid surgery I had.
I see. Sorry to hear that. This must be hard on you.
The hardest part about all of this is being blamed by Noah for everything. He even said that there must be something wrong with me because I was raised in a single-mother family with no dad.
Like that's got anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not.
But I have to apologize to you, Scarlett. I should have stood up for you way earlier, but I kept hesitating. Because of Noah's mother, I didn't want to embarrass her, so I kept quiet.
Oh, you don't need to apologize for that. I was never angry with you in the first place. And besides, we're able to talk to each other like this now, right? I've really come to feel like I can rely on you.
That's great, and I'm glad I could be there for you. But I hope I can make you feel at least a little bit better by talking to you like this.
By the way, is everything okay with you? You are the only person in the family who is on my side, but after everything with Noah's mother...
I really thought I could keep going and get through it if I just did my best, but I ended up being thrown out of the house after all. Anyway, I'm doing okay. Don't worry about this old codger. I've always done all the housework, so I can take care of this apartment by myself, with no problem. But I have to admit I'm worried about how you're doing, and I feel I should apologize to your mother.
It's crazy, isn't it? I had no idea you and my mother grew up in the same facility. I guess it's a smaller world than I thought, huh?
Children who weren't blessed with parents are important too. To be totally honest, I really think of you and your mother as my family. So if there's anything you need or anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you. I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much for everything. I think of you as a family, too.
And don't you come back here, got it? I'll make sure you regret it if you ever so much as think about showing your face around here again. As for your stuff, I'll dispose of it somehow. So don't bother coming back to collect it. Just looking at you is unpleasant.
I don't believe this. What is going on? Why is this happening all of a sudden?
You're a disgusting failure of a woman who can never have children. I can't take being in the same house as you any longer. I deserve better than this, so I'm gonna find a nice young real woman who will actually give me a child. And I'm gonna have a happy marriage with her and forget all about the likes of you.
Huh? But you're the one who said we didn't need to have any children as long as we had each other. Don't you remember? That's why I decided to go ahead with the marriage in the first place.
Yeah, whatever. I was just caught up in the moment, but I didn't mean what I said. You're in the wrong for taking that kind of romantic talk too seriously.
Are you kidding me?
Now just get out of my life already, you garbage. Can't you tell that I don't want you around anymore? I'm gonna be getting remarried soon, so I'll send you the divorce papers through my lawyer. You better sign him ASAP.
Is that? Well done. If that's how it will be, then I guess the matter is settled. No complaints here. Let's finalize it soon so we can both move on with our lives. Goodbye, Noah.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, what's going on? What are all these rumors around town about you having a kid? I thought that was impossible. You can get pregnant. You must have adopted them, right?
Well, hello to you too, my infertile ex-husband.
What did you just call me?
It's been 2 years since I've heard anything from you, but I see you're still talking trash as always. Did you contact me after all this time just to confirm whether or not my daughter is adopted?
Well, a friend of a friend said something about you having a kid, but there's no way that's true, right? I'll have to let him know that he made a mistake.
Oh, I see, so that's what happened. Sorry to disappoint you, but I remarried and yes, I gave birth to a biological daughter. She's not actually adopted. See, it turns out you were the infertile one, not me.
Now come on, Scarlett, don't be stupid. That's impossible. It was your fault we couldn't conceive a kid, and you know it.
All those infertility treatments I went through, all that research I did online, I was looking for a cause for so long, and well, I found the cause. After you kicked me out of the house, that is.
Didn't my mom force you to take a test?
Like a test to prove that you're infertile or something, the result of which is what I just told you. You're the one who's infertile. That's what was determined.
No way. That can't be possible. I don't believe you. Tell me the truth.
And my daughter is going to be a year old very soon, you know.
Oh, wait a minute. If you look at the timeline, then don't you think it's possible that maybe that's my kid?
Yours? Don't be stupid, Noah. We split up over 2 years ago. Think about the timing. It's impossible.
It's impossible? Listen, the kid is about to be a year old, right? So you gave birth a year ago, and a normal pregnancy lasts about 9 months, maybe a little more. The timing works out perfectly.
No, it really doesn't. You're clutching at straws here. Don't be delusional.
I'm not clutching at straws. That baby is definitely mine, 100%. Give her back to me now. If you don't bring her back to me now, I'll charge you with kidnapping. I have a good lawyer, you know?
Are you crazy? Didn't you listen to a word I said?
So, I've actually had a daughter this entire time. What a twist. Mom will be jumping for joy when I let her know I'm heading over there to see her now.
What? No way. Don't just assume things like this on your own without any proof. You better not try coming over here. I have zero intention of letting you guys see her, okay? Zero. And hold on a minute, didn't you get remarried? What will your new wife think about all this?
Oh, about her. She was even more useless than you were. She was so dumb and immature, she couldn't do housework. Like for real, she had no redeeming quality, seriously. We were married for a year and she didn't manage to get pregnant once that entire time. Talk about a disaster. Anyway, enough about her. Seriously, let's put all that stuff that happened between us in the past where it belongs. We can still move forward together as a family, like in the past. What do you think?
Don't even think about it. Why on earth would I want to go back to you when I have a new family? Do you think I'm just gonna forgive and forget everything when you practically threw me into the street after chasing me out of the house? I never forgave you for that. you know?
Well, putting that aside, there's something important that I want to talk to you about. Actually, there's another reason I want to have a child as soon as possible. I mean, I was spreading over having to change wives again. It's a real pain in the neck, as you can imagine, right? But to think I already had a daughter? Talk about a stroke of luck. Okay, anyway. I'll see you later. I'm gonna come over with Mom to get the baby.
You're gonna do what now? I don't think so. I told you already, she's not your kid, you idiot. Just give up already, will you? And as much as I'm probably not gonna like the answer, why exactly is it you're so desperate to have a kid anyway? You don't even like kids. What exactly is going on here?
Well, there's a bit of a problem regarding the family inheritance, see?
Huh, do I even want to know?
The old man's been saying some crap about how he wants his inheritance to go straight to his grandchildren, not to me. Damn. In other words, when he dies, which will probably be sooner than later. If I don't have a kid to inherit the family fortune, I get nothing. Zero.
Your father always did have a good hat on his shoulders. Hard to believe you're not adopted.
You call betraying me and Mom having a good head on his shoulders? He's got some nerve considering he's the only one who left the house. And now he's come up with a stupid inheritance rule just to spite me.
Wait, hold on a minute. What do you mean by betrayed? Don't you know? Noah, you're mistaken about that, if anything.
Shut up. I see you still talk crap about problems you know nothing about as usual. And since my father up and left, my mother has been entirely dependent on that new guy. It's all Dad's fault. He's a traitor, so I and Mom have a right to that inheritance.
Now listen to me, Noah.
I thought I told you to shut up. Stop running your mouth and bring that kid over. We're gonna confirm that she's mine using a DNA test. I'm not backing down until we have proof of who her real father is.
Fine, you won't complain once you get confirmation of the matter. We'll be settled.
Of course, I'm not gonna argue with science. I have no idea what helpless idiot you decided to marry after you left me. But he's in for a hell of a shock when he finds out what's been really going on here. After all, he's been taking care of this baby for a whole year thinking it's his. Talk about stupidity. This DNA test is gonna ruin his life for sure.
Hey, is it true that you even dragged your father into this DNA thing?
Yep. The more DNA sources there are, the higher level of accuracy the test will have. I don't want there to be any room for denial when the results come in. As a traitor to the family, he has no choice but to cooperate with us.
How can you talk like this about Ethan? He's your father, isn't he? And what about his feelings? What would he think if he heard you call him a traitor?
His feelings? What about my feelings, huh? As long as I'm happy, that's all that matters. Dad's feelings about your misfortune? I don't give a crap about any of that. I'm gonna get what I want no matter what. I'm gonna hold the old man to his word. That's all. He should just hand the inheritance to me and pass it on already.
This is going way too far. How can you say these things? You make me sick. I'm so done with you. 2 weeks later.
You've got to be kidding me. So she really wasn't my kid? That's not possible.
I take it you heard the results from the lawyer then? Well, I guess it's settled. Then of course she wasn't yours. I told you, didn't I?
And I'm not Dad's kid either. What's going on?
Oh man, I called it, and can you believe he kept silent about this all these years for your sake? You've really opened a Pandora's box here. Not that you have anyone to blame but yourself.
So that's why he left us. I had no intention of leaving an inheritance to begin with.
Just so you know, it was your mom who did the cheating, not Ethan. He knew that you weren't his biological son even before you were born.
Wait, what?
You two might not be related by blood, but you have a few things in common, huh? To think that you had the same azoospermia as he did. It's a wild coincidence, isn't it? Too bad, that's all you have in common.
That's crazy. No, wait a minute. Does that mean he raised me for 18 years knowing that I wasn't his real son?
He wanted to raise you like you were his real son. He wanted to support you as a real father would. But your mom found some other man she liked and forced him to leave you both.
So all that talk about leaving his inheritance to a grandchild was just to provoke me?
Not at all, actually. He had no idea you had azoospermia. After all, I never told anyone until you decided you had to do this stupid DNA test.
So then, what was the point of saying he'd give his assets to a grandchild? I don't get it.
He said that to make sure you would treasure your family. That was his only wish. He watched you treat your new wife just as poorly as you treated me before her, and he couldn't stand it. In the end, you divorced us and kicked us both out. He was so disappointed in your behavior. He felt like even though he'd raised you as his own son, it was all for nothing.
It wasn't for nothing. I'm still his son and he's my father. But I still think of him that way, even knowing the truth. Besides, I already said I would bring you home and I treasure you just like he wanted. So could he maybe reconsider the inheritance?
Are you still obsessing about money? This is exactly why he feels like he's used up all his love for you. Just give up on the inheritance.
What's any of this got to do with you anyway? And how come you know so much about the old man in the first place?
Because now he's my stepfather.
What are you on about?
Ethan ended up marrying my mother.
Huh, are you serious? That's crazy.
Are you sure? They grew up in the same facility. They've lived their lives supporting and protecting one another, you know. Sounds pretty perfect to me. And now, having both have been through divorces, they've decided to marry each other. There's nothing crazy about it.
Wait a minute. Does that mean the inheritance is all going to your kid?
He's invested the money he got from trading stocks into real estate, and now his fortune is over $1 million. We want to use it meaningfully for my daughter's future.
What? No way. No way. How could I miss out on a fortune like that?
After that, Noah lamented the thought of coming so close to having more wealth than he could have imagined, but being unable to obtain it in the end. Also, having found out that his infertility was the real reason he hadn't been able to have a child, he became quite depressed. He and his mother were left in a large amount of debt, having lived a life of luxury expecting an inheritance that they were never destined to receive. They desperately begged Ethan to come back to them, but having built a new family, he had no intention of listening to their cries. The shock of learning that his mother's betrayal had destroyed his family and that Ethan raised him as his own, knowing that they weren't related biologically, was too much for Noah, and he became depressed. In the end, he quit his job due to his unstable mood and is now working part-time training to pay off his debt while fighting his depression. However, the situation is just the result of a mother and son drowning in greed and never appreciating the good fortune they had. Maybe this is the faith they deserve.